See you June.
As a channel member, we want to have stuff for you guys. What we plan to do, of course, have those emojis, a bonk emoji.
Yeah.
We want to do comic strips for you guys to kind of keep our characters and comics out there, keep the creative blood flowing, and just little strips, maybe monthly.
Develop notifications, sub if you haven't. We're trying to make the best content we can out here and do something more like a podcast.
Let's get out of here. I've had enough of this.
Ooh, what a rush!
Fill it in a few different times just to kind of get a real deep color. And then kind of go in here at the bottom.
Threats are part of wrestling, you know? But you gotta look at the person that's making the threats. This fat son of a bitch is challenging all of us, has been world champions before, been in this business 15, 20 years, and this fat son of a bitch is gonna challenge us all out.
Calm down, okay? All right?
He's fat! I'm gonna...
about this.
I don't care if he don't... I'll make him bleed.
Hey, yo. 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 Hey, yo.
Let's go!
Who are those guys?
Your brothers? No.
Yes!
Get him to get on my nerves. Who are those guys? I couldn't do that. Could you do that? How can they do that? Who are those guys?
The fucking Diaz brothers!
Connor, I know the media has a ton of questions for you, so I just want to ask you, what do you think of this turnout?
Yeah, fuck the Diaz brothers, yeah? Fuck those cockroaches!
Diaz, get the fuck out of bed, you lazy bastard.
You piece of shit.
Final question. There's one thing you could change about the industry. What would it be?
One thing I'd change about the industry.
Leading question.
It's just stop sticking your nose in what other people are doing and get on with your own work. Do you know what I mean? Just stick your nose out of people's business, you know, and tell them what they should be fucking doing and not doing. And do your own shit. You should be, you know, you got to be creative. You should be getting on with your own deal, you know.
Brothers Show, live from Studio Z out in Brookfield, Illinois, the Calvin Ghost Production Center. Tonight, we will see if Aaron Lopresti mans up and comes on, or Phil's gonna block him on Twitter. Now, put your hands together for the Diaz brothers.
Oh, yeah. No audio layering this time.
Climactic. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Every day is a new suffering. Coming in here with the laptop, being in disarray, having to download programs again, update things that don't need to be updated, but we're here. All right.
And there's one thing you can rely on. And it's an episode of The Floor every week.
Oh my
for
God.
This season, second season.
But we're here, guys. You guys let us know. We'll get into the floor, I guess, in a second. But how do we sound?
Am I coming in clear? Hey, Mom, I said, am I coming in clear?
There we go. We can see everything now. What's up, everybody?
What's
We're
up?
Live on YouTube,
What's up?
Rumble, my Facebook page.
Facebook.
Do
you ever go look at the analytics of the Facebook stream?
Well, if we ever get a like, it shows up here. We're able to see it.
Man.
And we have 0 people watching on Facebook, so we could see it. You know,
Yes.
we're able to see it. How do we sound? We're streaming for the first time. 1080p.
Really? Oh.
Not for the first time, but yeah. The StreamYards has this new thing. We're probably going to have to pay like $50 a month now for it. We'll see. I got an email this week and I ignored it. So I'm going to look.
You just keep ignoring it. They can't charge me if I don't read this email.
If I don't realize it, they can't charge me. Let's see who's in the chat here. We got Carbon Dioxide.
What's up?
There he is.
Good to see you.
Is that Killer Instinct? Killer Instinct. His little avatar guy.
Oh yeah, what's his name? Folgore.
Yeah.
From Killer Instinct.
I knew it.
Snarticon is here. Henry Bemis. Good to see you. We got LE.
What's up?
Still dreaming inside of his chrysalis. Citizen Ronan.
What's up?
Hope you are doing well. Jaro is here
up?
too. Good to have you guys in the chat. We do have sounds in effects. That last thing, I didn't have my intro, so I quickly had to add it.
Yeah, you didn't do the spooky Halloween October intro. Now that it's the first October stream, you've reverted back to the old stuff. There it is.
Creepy.
We know what that means.
Oh, it's time for Halloween trivia.
Yeah. What is the name of the eerie, disembodied voices or whispered, often heard in haunted places? I'm going to tell you, this is a poorly asked question.
Evil stick?
Yes, evil stick.
What's that called?
Yes, the evil stick.
Okay.
Evil stick, yeah. It's not evil stick.
Is it just the wind?
It's spooky sounds.
What?
No. Question again is, what is the name of the eerie, disembodied voices or whispered, often heard in haunted places? Now, the answer that they give here,
Spooks?
No, here
From Wizard of Oz.
poorly received question. No, it's a poorly asked question because the answer is electronic voice phenomenon. Now, it doesn't say anything about
It's horrible.
using any electronic devices
Don't ask these bad
in the
questions when
question.
Aaron's here, okay? You're going to embarrass us. I hope you have a good list of questions.
Well, we have all
when
those
Aaron's
cowboy questions.
We do have those cowboy
Who was
questions.
the first cowboy?
I need you to realign the camera because I hung up this special thing that
Why
no one
did you
could see.
hide or hang it so far off to the side? Why didn't you hang it in the background?
Because
you need us to move, but people want to see this Salma Hayek.
No, people are asking for the Chia Pet. All right.
Yeah, let's see it.
And we do have the Chia Pet. Well, I'll do a little zoom in while you turn the camera to the left. No, to the right a little bit. Here it is, people.
Stage right.
Stage right. The Chia has been growing all week. There he is.
Why did you give him that Bozo the Clown haircut?
I didn't give him anything. This is just how it grows.
But like, I feel like it should have grown on the top.
But it didn't. He's got a bald spot.
Yeah,
there.
what's up with the giant bald spot? What a piece of crap.
No, it's a week-long, study here.
If we had that
Hard
clip
work.
pulled up from The Simpsons where that kid is like, what a crummy gift.
There it is.
Or
You
what a
have
crappy
Mr.
gift.
Pennywise. I'm going to be showing this off to Aaron when he doesn't
It looks
bail
like
on us
Carrot
this
Top.
week.
That's true.
Yeah, so
It does
everybody,
look like Carrot Top.
the new October mascot for the show here, and hopefully you guys can see the clowns in the background now. Yeah, look at him. He's creeping. Look at that.
Yeah, there he is.
We got Mr. Skull over here as well, and then and Pennywise. The
You got
Scars
Jimi
Guard
Hendrix,
Pennywise.
Chia Pet.
Hey there, Georgie. I need a Jimi Hendrix Chia Pet. Yo, Brian Kriskow's in the chat.
What's
Good to
up?
see
What's
you.
up?
We had Jav Styler was the first one in the chat here. Not
up?
shadow banned by YouTube.
Mm.
We see you, Jav. Daylight says,
Good.
Aaron Lopresti, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
Me too. In fact, well, I have 10 minutes and he gave me his phone number, Brandon.
Wow, that's weird.
So now I have to text him.
It's
in
weird.
10
I don't
minutes.
like when guys give me their phone number.
No?
No.
Yeah, that's weird. But, he's old school. It was a landline phone as well. He
Is
doesn't have a
that
cell
that
phone.
is that a fact?
Yeah.
That's just like what's his name? Alex Ross.
Mhm.
You can't get Alex Ross's cell phone number because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, he doesn't have a cell phone. Let's see. Brian says
He
I have-
uses the payphone at the gas station down the street.
I have tickets to see Terrifier 3 on the 10th. That's cool.
All right.
If he doesn't show, everyone is leaving to see Reenie. Now that's just you, Snarkicon.
Yeah.
That's just you. We do have 22 people in the chat.
Mhm.
I tweeted this out. I want you guys to share it around
Right.
because Aaron is coming on soon, hopefully, fingers crossed. But we have a new Louis question.
We do have a new Louis question.
I actually technically filmed 3 this week, but
Really?
I'm playing the good one.
Okay. And it's not the one from today?
No, it's the one from today.
Oh.
It's the one from today. Mere hours ago,
Oh,
or less than
okay.
an hour ago. But let's get into it, people. We'll start that poll up. And here we go. A little bit of a Louis action. Louis, what a guy. All right, we did ask Louis one question today, Brandon. And I needed your help to discern what he was saying.
Right.
So
I speak fluent Jabba Jap.
Here we go. We'll put we're looking for some answers in the chat here.
Louis, what's your favorite candy?
What's your favorite candy?
Why is that so short? There was no like lead up
I
where he was trying to
know.
molest you.
There's a lot going on today. But we asked him what his favorite candy is. And what do you guys think he's gonna say?
Louis is a Chad. Charleston Chew.
Oh, that's a great answer.
That's
I love
good.
it.
That's an old, I feel like that's an old candy.
Mhm.
Candy from Jugs. Werther's Original. Reese's.
Werther's.
Chocolate.
Werther's.
Chuckles.
Chocolate.
Got it. Rock candy. Nobody likes rock candy.
Reese's. How do you spell Reese's?
It's in the chat.
Oh, I only see rock candy.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
That's how you spell it. It's just pronounced Reese's. Charleston Chew is alive and well. Yeah, Phil's a big Charleston Chew fan.
I haven't had one in a long time, but it's up there. I really like Charleston Chews.
Or those tiny Charleston Chews.
Yeah, those are good too. You get it. I don't know if they still do, but they had them at our movie theaters. Or they used to.
The Charleston Chews, the mini ones. Did you ever try those strawberry frosted Charleston Chews?
Well, they're not strawberry frosted, I don't think.
It's chocolate and then it's strawberry inside.
Yeah,
oh,
the inside is like a pink strawberry flavor nougat. Yeah, I prefer the original ones. We need one more.
Candy
Pop
corn.
Rocks. We got Charleston Chew Werther's Originals. Is that how you spell Werther's or is it an E? Oh, look at
Northerns. Northerners. Bazooka Joe. Candy cigarettes.
What's up? We got Shelby in the chat. What's up, brother?
Mallow cup.
Bread
with sugar on it.
Isn't that fairy bread?
There was Snickers.
Snickers? All right. I guess we'll do Snickers then. Snickers. All right. The polls in the chat. I also have a speaking of packages, Mr. Shelby.
I was thinking Necco wafers.
Oh, those are so bad.
Yeah, they're really, really bad. But that's so like Great Depression wartime candy where you're just sucking out a piece of chalk.
Yeah, those are horrible. I got a package this week, Brandon.
Okay.
And I was going to open it today.
Yeah. And then you didn't. You saved it for the stream.
Well, I saved it for the stream. Yeah.
How do you feel about this person that sent you the package? It wrote his own name incorrectly, had to scratch it out and then write it again.
That's okay. Well, I got a package. This is not very
seasonal,
but what? Starburst.
Does he know about Starburst fruit carpet?
No one knows about Starburst.
You didn't show last week. I was watching Family Feud, but you have to bring up the
floor.
No, not the floor. You have to bring up the video or the photo evidence of this.
Shouldn't this be a hardline thing? Because no one knows about Starburst.
All right, we'll talk about it on Monday. Just don't forget.
We got a lot of food news for Monday.
Starburst.
It's a candy dish. Is his favorite candy.
It's a candy dish. $90.
I got a package. It's a piece of art. I want to show it to you guys.
Fruit
I don't have
carp.
a knife with me though. Where's that chainsaw?
Good and plenty.
Oh, I have to text Aaron. I stabbed myself in the hand.
The knife has tasted blood.
It's haunted.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to cut this thing open. I've never used a knife before.
Apparently, you're supposed to cut toward yourself.
It's not true. You're also not supposed to stab into your palm as well.
Yes.
All right. There's cardboard in here.
Sever the artery.
And paper. It's like Christmas too. You hear about this thing?
Clark Bar. Yeah, Christmas 2. Christmas 2's over. That was back in September.
I was gonna put this vampire shirt on, but it was much too hot in here, and then I felt like I was choking me. So I think
you know how they have those emergency blankets that you carry around when you're camping in case it gets too cold.
Right.
You can just buy a Halloween costume as they're so hot. You'll never get hypothermia.
Next to you if you want to put it on, Brandon.
No, I don't feel like boiling to death on stream.
When Aaron comes on, we should put the sombreros on because he's a big Mexican fan.
He's a big fan of Mexican.
This is a piece that was just John Dillard, the man, just did this for fun, testing out his new markers. Look at this.
I do remember this piece. Are these
So
the
cool.
Tommy Patterson, I don't have a nickel to my name Amazon markers? Or are these the expensive big baller?
I think they're.
I'll mortgage my house to buy this set of markers.
awesome. He just posted this on Twitter, tagged me. I think he tagged me in it. And I'm like, dude, I need to buy that off of you. That's so freaking cool. The Kirby Crackle in the background.
Yeah.
She's just chilling. She's drinking nondescript can of drink. Or is that a Starbucks cup?
No, it looks like
It's
a
a can.
cola, can of cola.
Can of cola. Everything you want in here. So cool. And he kind of like redesigned the over the tops to make it more feminine.
Right.
I dig that. It's like cat eye over the tops. So super cool. Everybody better be following John Dillard.
The chat is calling for leaving Tommy alone.
Tommy, yeah. Everybody go follow Tommy on YouTube as well.
The
He's been posting
kid.
a lot. Yeah, the kid, as they call him.
Yeah.
He's uncaged, I think he says on Twitter, right? His Twitter name is Tommy.
Moisturized, free, and uncaged.
Yeah. Tommy the Kid Patterson. But definitely be following Dillard. His new book,
He's
Golden
alive.
Patriot, is going to be dope. And I got to put this on my wall now. Super cool. 2024. Johnson Dillard right there. So that's what I got this week, Brandon. What'd you get? You got to watch The Floor. That's what you
I got to watch The Floor. I went to the movies yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday was October 3rd,
Mm-hmm.
which, as everybody knows, is a big day in the Mean Girls canon, right?
Community. In the Mean Girls community, which you're a big part of.
Yeah. I'm not only the president, I'm also a fan. So it's the 20th anniversary of Mean Girls. So Fathom Events has, in conjunction with this movie theater over here, they do special screenings of stuff. Just like in November, it's the something anniversary of The Fifth Element, and they're going to be doing, screening of The Fifth Element.
Cool.
On the screen. But yesterday we went to see Mean Girls. Right. So you don't like Mean Girls. I like Mean Girls. Mean Girls is really good. Watching it yesterday on the screen, I was thinking the story in here is interesting from like a writer's standpoint, because it's really well done, where you're with the Lindsay Lohan character kind of like learning what's happening in the world, with a clash between the villain and the anti-hero. And that's what, like, you could look at it on that basis from like a writing standpoint. It's like, this is really good. Instead of like, I was just reading something about how, or I was listening to something about how like Lord of the Rings, you're traveling along with like the hobbits, and they're completely new to everything because they've never left the Shire.
Yeah.
So like all of the explanations and stuff, like it gets explained to you because the world is so complicated.
Yeah.
And then he was saying how like Rings of Power, which I've not seen, is set from the viewpoint of like the most powerful people in the universe, and where like any explanation just seems completely unnecessary and just like out of nowhere. They should already know that, or there's no explanation at all. And then having thought about that, and then watching Mean Girls again for the 100th time or whatever, I was looking at the movie and kind of like this new light, because it's on the big screen and stuff. It's like, oh, that's a really good mechanic that they put in here.
Right. And that it's not
like,
obvious.
Right. It's not like, you don't think about that. But from a writing standpoint, I really, really enjoy that movie.
That's
and you watch it. I feel like you didn't like it so much because I oversold it to you.
Yeah, I'm more of a hot chick kind of guy.
The hot chick.
The hot chick, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Rob
Schneider, of course. Yeah.
Let's see. Brandon So Fetch.
Yeah.
What's up, Alan? We're going to show off some Alan.
Yeah, that's it's slang from England. There was probably like 10 or 15 people in the theater. Most of it was like couples or a group of girls, and then there were these two creepy guys, like two creepy old fat guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to describe the fat guy, and he's balding, and he's got the beard, and then he's got his big popcorn and his big drink, and then he goes and sits like not in the front row, but like that secondary front row. That's like that first tier of seats, like the better seats.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then later on in the movie, another weirdo guy came in by himself.
Is he fat too?
Yeah, he was also fat. And then he was by himself, and he sat away from the other guy. I'm like, these guys are here because they like Lindsay Lohan and how she looked in 2004.
Gross.
So
That reminds me, when I went to go see Beetlejuice,
Yes.
one of my friends,
I didn't recognize them, so probably not.
one of my friends' girlfriend
Uh-huh.
ordered or got the tickets, right?
Okay.
And then like they paid for everybody to go.
Right. Well, that's good that you didn't have to
Right, I
pay to
didn't have
see
to
that
pay.
movie.
We were,
Yes.
we were celebrating my birthday, and so they paid, and they got the tickets early, so they chose the seats, right? And this was like, I don't know, I guess was it opening weekend that we went?
Yeah,
Anyways,
I think so.
It was at the Quarry.
Okay.
Local people will know where that is.
Yeah.
They're the same seats since 1998.
Yes.
Right? They haven't updated the seats at all.
Right. Duct tape and all.
Right. But and we get there, the theater's not packed.
Right.
Right. It's like maybe 17 people in there or whatever. First row.
And you're bashing on Mean Girls. This is the 20th anniversary of Mean Girls. They have the same amount of people in it as Beetlejuice.
Right.
Beetlejuice.
The opening weekend. But she picked first row seats.
Front row seats?
First.
Right. First row.
Congregation, First.
Right. There's
grouping.
like that little.
It was the last row of the first group. And we sit down and we're like, why are we sitting where we have to look up?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so everyone's like, yeah, these seats suck. We're going to move back more, right?
Right.
Second group, like handicap, they moved to the handicap section. We were looking behind us like, why did we not go up?
And if there's nobody in the theater, I've been like,
yeah,
I'm going to go sit up there.
It was pretty whack.
Yeah.
And
That's
the movie
whack.
sucked, so we got Amy in the chat. What's up, Amy?
What's up?
Gordon Goodbrother is here. Phil's girlfriend's friend made their tickets at home.
No, I thought it was his friend's girlfriend.
It's my friend's girlfriend.
Yeah.
First row's a neck killer. That's right. Phil's girlfriend's friend likes neck pain, and it's my friend's girlfriend. Did I say that right?
Yeah, your friend's girlfriend. That's what I got
Yeah.
out of it.
All right. What do we have to get to here?
The floor.
Oh my god, yes, this floor thing. All right, we got 20 minutes.
Yeah, we got 20 minutes to burn on the floor. now.
We have to get through Gambit News before Aaron comes on, unless he wants to be here for that. Website updates. I updated one bio for a character, as opposed, Iggy's bio, and then also the drawn and quartered fan edition art that I wanted to show off, which is dope as hell.
Yeah, I saw 2 of them.
Super cool.
How many people were on that show? Because there's like 86 contestants left on the floor. Right.
We wanted to talk about all of them.
Yeah.
There's
Every
a
single one.
All right, what's the floor news? Let's
Well,
do
the floor
rundown.
news that surprised
We
me.
need a floor noise.
Yeah, where it's like the noise of like a floor.
Like a creaky floor. What's this
Yeah.
one? No,
That's that THX music.
all right, talk about your floor. You got
No, it's super short.
Thank
Yeah, the
God.
green-haired girl, she was way too good at Taylor Swift questions. Well, anyway, they had some guy got randomized and he got chosen, I think. And then he went up. There's a randomizer that plays out and it chooses a person from the floor who hasn't played before. Right. And so it chooses somebody. If I remember this correctly, I wasn't paying attention to this guy because the big deal here was holiday movies, right? And that was the category he had to defend because he chose holiday movies. And the guy, he got chosen. He was like real smug. He's like, I've written books on every one of these categories over here. Yeah, that's not
Rob
him.
Lowe.
Yeah, what is that? Who the hell is this
floor.
guy?
It was probably a British show that they ripped off and put it over here. And this is British, ambiguously
the
raced Rob Lowe.
floor? The floor?
Oh, this is from Brazil.
No, that's the British. That's the British
yeah, that's
accent.
right.
The floor. Anyway, so the holiday movies, and the guy's like, I've written so many books about holiday movies. I'm gonna take it. He's like a book writer, and he was all like,
Was
I
this the
know
thing
all
he's
this
the
stuff.
expert in?
No.
Oh,
He challenged the guy who had holiday movies as his thing. And then so they bring him up and they're like, all right, what makes you an expert in holiday movies?
Right.
And he's like, well, I think it's a little bit of unfair advantage, but I'm actually in a holiday movie. I was in The Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah?
And he was the boy. He was Charlie in The Santa Claus.
The son?
Yeah. The movie The
Was it
Santa Claus
actually
with Tim
him?
Allen. Yeah, it was him. And he's like, I work behind the camera now in the film industry.
Makes
He's
some money
like,
doing game shows. As a
yeah,
contestant.
I make all my money. And then, so they're like, oh my God, he's got this huge upper hand. And he's like, yeah, so I'm uniquely qualified for holiday movies. Goes up there, gets all of these super obscure Christmas movies and like these like minority group Christmas movies that nobody's ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's like they had
BET
like
Christmas?
Halloween movies and stuff, part of the holiday movies and stuff too.
It
wasn't just Christmas movies. Yeah. But they had like, I don't know, the last one that he didn't get, he passed on and he just burned all of his time. It was like 5 black guys in like
standing around a couch.
No, like black vests with like little trilby hats on and pocket watches and stuff. It's like, what the hell is this? And it was like Real Black Man Christmas or something like that. It's like, what is this? Like, yeah,
That's a
he
classic.
lost. He totally lost. Yeah. But yeah, that was funny that he was on there.
Oh, Riley Reid Christmas.
They didn't have a Star Wars Christmas special.
Thank God. Well, there you go. There's your floor update. Everybody can watch it Wednesday.
But I mean, is
nights.
that a movie? I guess it was a made for TV movie. Yeah, I
I've never
watch it
seen it.
on Thursday. As it's a
What is
recording.
this, a Black Pete? Does he know Black Pete?
A Black Pete Christmas? I don't know what it was, but
There's
I
another
was
local
like,
around here
yeah.
that goes by Black Pete.
Yes, he's another wanderer. Should we start doing Ask
Black
Black
Pete
Pete a
videos?
question?
Look at Shanny. What's up? What's up?
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. What's up, Shanny?
Yeah, he lost unceremoniously.
All right. Now that we're done with that news,
I think it was a Medea Halloween one. I don't think it was Christmas. Because I'm pretty sure they weren't all Christmas movies. Maybe they were.
stopping in and said, "Hey, what's up, Medea Christmas sup?" Here we go. This was freaking awesome. So last night, before, or I guess during the creative block, I went on the Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition,
Right.
hosted on Chester Busby's channel,
Yeah.
and they drew some awesome Psycho Slumber pieces along with some people that were watching along. So I wanted to take a look at those.
Here, Snarkicom says, Black Pete, what's your favorite candy? Man, F you, get out of my face. No, dude, he would stand there and talk to you forever.
Yeah, he tell
He
you how
would
many
not-
patents he's
yeah.
had.
I got patents.
Got 3 patents, man. That's literally what he was talking
Yeah.
about.
Like, all right, why are you living in the trunk of an abandoned car?
Exactly. All right, let's look at this. We have the first one, Jason Gonzalez, the freaking awesome Crim and Finch piece. Look at that. Badass digital. And Jason Gonzalez, I think he's been around forever. He did like when we went on for the first Magic Cop, he did a
Really?
Magic Cop piece back in the day as well. Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition, it's every Thursday night. They've been doing it for years. I think they're coming up on their like 250th episode soon. Really awesome. Howl Comics, who is always on there doing some great work. And
Have we ever considered one of Black Pete's patents is for house in a trunk?
no, that's like a Sylvester the Jester magician item.
House in the
House in the
trunk.
trunk.
You
Your whole
climb
house
into the
fits in your
trunk
trunk.
and it's 10 times the size.
Oh, is this traditional? This doesn't. Maybe it is. That's awesome.
How did he do all those dots? Each
I
dot
don't-
was meticulously placed by hand.
That's true. There are a lot of dots. Maybe he scanned it in and threw some tones in the background. This one's
Mm.
sweet. Look at the little heartsy.
Houdini lived in his trunk. No,
Black
Houdini
Crim.
lived in one of those milk cans. That's a common misconception.
Oh, like the tanks,
Right.
like the milk tanks.
Well, I mean, it's like a milk can.
It's
I
not
would
a
call it
can. I
milk
wouldn't call it a
can.
can. Here's Alan's. Freaking crazy. This would be an awesome sticker or shirt. Simon's Pizza. Super cool.
Yeah, I saw this
Cream
one. This would be
pizza.
a crazy shirt or a sticker
So cool.
or a restaurant.
Yeah, when we open up a restaurant. So sweet. Everybody follow Alan, and then this one just blew me away. Freaking Doug, Blue Moon Cartoons went above and beyond with this. So cool. I want to see if we could put these in the back of the book. It's not loading.
No, I think what we need to do with this one is print them out and then paste them all over town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Twitter's got something stupid going on. Shane says, didn't Houdini die from an 8-year-old rupturing his appendix? I thought it was a guy. I don't think, was it a kid?
Well, he ate the 8-year-old and then
Oh, he ate the 8-year-old?
From complications, his appendix ruptured.
I see.
It was a man. It wasn't an 8-year-old. Where did you hear that?
He had Benjamin Button syndrome.
Oh, so they thought he was young? He had the strength of 2 men.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
He punched him in the gut. What if I do this?
This looks like if Psycho Slumber was an old East German Soviet bloc film.
Yes. Yeah, it's the old. Yeah, it's so cool. And that's why I want this to load, because he put like each of the characters' heads in jars at the bottom. And I love the lettering too, the Slumber. It's freaking sweet. If you guys aren't following him, he's the artist of our Ricky Rouse strips, which we haven't done in a really long time. We have a Halloween one up there, though. So if you guys are channel members, you can go back in the membership tab and find those old Ricky Rouse strips that Doug worked on.
There it is.
There it is. Finally. There's Krim, Finch, Jazz, and then a skull head.
Disembodied brain.
Yeah. So shout outs to those guys. Freaking killed it.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Love to see it. I was thinking maybe we should do a fan art contest to spread the word a little bit more.
Again? I feel like we just did a fan art contest.
We've done them for every campaign we've done, except for this one. So might do a little fan art contest. Let's see, is there any more here? I think there was just those 3 that were posted, but you guys can go check out the stream. There's a bunch more of some amazing artists that were on the stream that didn't post them on Twitter. Let's see what people are saying in the chat here. Winner gets the Chia Pet. We might do a giveaway for the Chia Pet, Brandon. What do you think about that?
I feel like it will have already died by the time it reached their house.
No, you don't know that. But there's the thing too. I think you could just reuse these heads. You just get more chia seed, and there it is, right there.
Eat some of your chia.
No,
that's what you're supposed to do with it.
Yeah, I heard you could use it as like bean sprouts in your stir fry.
Yeah, they have this thing where they put them on hot dogs because you could put chia on hot dogs, but not ketchup.
Yeah, it is interesting. All right. So that was dope. If you guys go over to, we have new shirts, spooky shirts on the website. Right, Brandon?
They're not spooky. They're
spooky.
titillating. Titillating.
So here's
is
the
the word that I like to use.
I'm still working on the Magicop page, Brandon, very slowly. I've been doing a lot of lettering this week.
Oh, yeah. Is it up for people to see, but it's like under construction?
Yeah, kind of. So you can go to the main site. So this is the site.
Yeah,
you read our digital comics over here at the homepage.
That's cool. Then you said we got a number of new subscribers to our Global Comics page.
I think we have 20 followers on Global Comics now.
That's cool.
So you guys, if you want to go check out our books digitally, you could go click on this button on the Z Comics site. It'll take you to Global Comics. You can read a bunch of pages for free.
Right.
And then if you subscribe to the site, you can read all of the content up there.
Or if you're a programmer, you could program a bot that just flips through the pages really, really quickly over and over and over again, boosting our analytics.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. You could back our Psycho Slumber right now.
What's up with this left justified typeface right there?
I caught your attention, didn't it?
Yeah, maybe that's the intent there, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
So newest crowdfunding
see
campaign.
what you got going on. Phil here with the fourth dimensional advertisement.
That's right. And then here's our comic titles. We looked at this last week, but now you could click here on the Magic Cop page. There's no Lost Pages page yet. You can see the amazing Magic Cup art. And then we read this last week, but this time I updated the Ignatius Cromwell bio.
That doesn't say anything about him being an entrepreneur.
Right.
Opening his own
he's
shop.
not anymore. Iggy Cromwell comes from a long line of magic cops with his magic wand being handed down from generation to generation. After becoming a detective straight out of the academy, he now cleans up the streets of Ambrosia with the power of his wand.
Cool. I guess I'll react to that.
Cool. There you go. So we'll work on that story. We'll update for you.
Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, the shirts are there, the titillating shirts.
Forgot about the shirts.
Yeah. You wanted to show off your
so you go to apparel
justified typeface so badly you forgot about the shirts.
Go to apparel. Of course, we have the Lost Pages shirts, the People, Zaid Comics, and we got these random assortment of humans. May or may not be AI generated humans.
I don't think so. These two girls look enough like those girls that played Twitches in that Halloween movie. Do you remember? It was the same girls from Sister.
Oh, Tia and Tamara Mowry?
Yeah.
Like the
but
Mowry
there's
Warriors?
I specifically chose Twitches because it's a Halloween theme movie that they starred in.
Oh, is that when they're twin witches?
Yeah, they're twin witches.
I've never seen that.
I haven't seen it either.
But you can get these Halloween themed shirts from Brandon's kick-ass pinups here. Witches, mummies. Everybody loves a mummy, right? And then pin up Dia de los Muertos babes as shirts as well. So you guys could support by grabbing an array of shirts. And
I'm currently wearing that one.
That's right. Brandon has that shirt on right now.
I can't wait to see what that red ox blood heather one looks like.
Did you order one?
No.
Oh,
well, I'll order them soon. Well, I'll see it. Yeah, I'll see it.
Also, if you guys are just tuning in, there is a poll. What do you think Louis' favorite candy is? We'll get to it at the end of the show here. And I'm going to send Mr.
Oh, this is different than heather red. This is like black ox blood heather red. It's like black, but instead of having the light gray strands going through it or whatever they do for that, it's like red strands. So it just has this tiny bit of tint of red.
Yeah, I love how those shirts came out.
Goringer says if that chick looks like a Maori, I look like Idris Elba.
No, that's their last name, right?
I don't think it's Maori.
Is it Mallory?
I don't know. Apparently they don't talk to each other anymore. Do I have baseball tees, like the ones where the sleeves are a different color than the thing, and then it has the collar that's a different color? I have one of those shirts, and it's an old Pizza Hut shirt. The red sleeves.
I was looking for so next week, I think it's next week on the Red Valkyrie channel. They're doing an art auction. There's going to be a bunch of artists over there, and I was tagged.
Not on the website. I mean, I guess technically they could be ordered, but they're not.
What was the question?
On the website?
Because you're just reading things and then saying answers.
No, I was specifically addressing one question that was in the chat. Do you have baseball tees?
Oh.
Then I said, the ones with the colored sleeves. And then she says, yes. Then I said, no. Make baseball tees and I'll buy all of them. God damn it.
You're just like Tom. Our buddy Tom loves baseball tees.
Baseball tees also, or in my experience with the two that I've had over my entire lifetime, have slightly longer sleeves, which is weird. I think the Pizza Hut one has sleeves that are like just past the elbow, and then I have to roll them or like scooch them up, and then it makes my arms seem really tight.
Here we go.
Yeah, 3/4 sleeves. Yeah, sleeves go past the elbow. I guess they probably have them available on there. I want to do for that shop where in the singular item, I could have multiple variations instead of it being like, here's the shirt, and then here's the baseball shirt, and then here's the hoodie. I'd like, here's the piece of art, and then within that piece of art, you can get it on a shirt or a baseball tee or a hoodie. I mean, I'm not going to do hoodies, but
it's like something like Teespring does that, right? Where it's like, here's the art.
Right.
Put it on whatever you want.
Right.
Yeah. That's cool. Is that possible with the stuff we're doing through printing?
Yeah, I haven't tried it out, but maybe that'd be good to do. I would much prefer that instead of just like overloading the they said we're not supposed to share our account login info over YouTube chat.
The link has been sent to Aaron. Speaking of baseball tees, I'm wearing a baseball tee. All right.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Well, it's spooky.
You're over here talking about you don't know what baseball tees are and giving everybody the business.
It's spooky. It's a Living Dead Girl.
Oh yeah, it's like Halloween.
Rob Zombie shirt.
Yeah. I heard that song on the way here, right? I was pulling out of the driveway, and he's like,
yeah,
who's the girl that has an insatiable love for the dead?
Right.
And then he says dead, and then immediately says living dead girl right after it. And I was like, the word dead is too close to the other word dead. And then it makes me be like, who's the girl who's alive but loves dead things? Living dead girl.
It's not Svengoolie. It's Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
Living dead girl. All right, hopefully Aaron shows up, but
I'm about to make a name for myself here.
You know what that sound? That sound means Gambit News, all right? And by Gambit News, I mean some awesomely hilarious art that, let's see.
Dude, we need a Berwin button. Berwin.
Some hilarious art that every time I click on these things, they disappear.
Pop it out. Do the right click on it and then open a new tab. It might load better. There might be like a UI problem with Twitter.
It's not loading it. Oh, here it is. It is loaded better. We have Rich Ayala doing his sketch covers, not specifically Gambit, but it's Magneto.
I Fat Magneto stole your lady.
With on a Gambit sketch cover. Look at that.
That's cool. I feel like the only thing that's missing here is that electricity ball around him. I think that would have his added a little bit. Yeah. Like in X-Men the arcade game.
Yeah. Well,
all right. While you do this, I have to run to the back.
All right. We do have a special guest here, guys. Gordon Goodbrother says Mexican discrimination. Speaking of Mexicans, a man known around these parts as Lopez. And there's no better introduction than this one. You know him, creator, artist, and writer of The Wraith of God. New book on Indiegogo right now, Wraith of God 3. Warm round of applause. And we have intro music for him as well. Come on down here. Mr. Aaron Lopez. I'm going to bring the screen down. See if this works, everybody. Hey! Almost. Oh, what just happened?
I don't know.
Hold on, we got it. Right here. What is up? What's up? We finally made it.
Wow, I don't, yeah.
How many
crowd loved
times can I apologize for last week? I don't know what was going on there.
It's okay. Yeah, I understand. You know, getting that groove. I didn't need a public statement. You know.
Well, I felt like I needed to give one because I felt it was extremely irresponsible, which is not in my character, and I felt really bad. So, you know, that's just the way it is. The bigger question right now is what is on Salma Hayek's right boob? Is that is that like a scar or is that a tattoo of some sort?
No, that is a signature. So anytime someone visits the studio, we have them sign Selma. Brandon, whose signature is on the breast there? You know?
This one?
Yeah.
It's Chimera.
Oh, it's Chimera, who's a little like how would you describe Chimera to Aaron here, Brandon?
I don't know. He's getting upset that we're talking trash about him.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's like, you guys are ruining my reputation.
By saying he's our intern, right? So Chimera, we do a show Monday. He's the intern, and he takes some lumps.
Shanny says Chimera is an interesting man.
There we go. That's all you need to know.
Why would your intern be signature worthy though? That's my question. Not to insult him even further.
Wow. We're ruining his reputation. Wow.
I'm just curious.
Shots fired. No, he's he helps us out a lot with
yeah, he's like, that inflatable clown that you have, and then you're really upset and you could punch it and it keeps bouncing back.
I used to have one of those when I was a kid.
Yeah, he bounces
those were
back.
a big deal back in the day.
He actually just updated his campaign.
I got that email.
Art on Testament 3, which is a freaking awesome book. Preston Acevedo, fully painted, like he's coloring this thing by hand as well. That's a really cool, like futuristic fantasy book. Everybody check that out. Yeah, but that's his signature. We have some other signatures on there.
Yeah,
too.
there's a number of signatures on there.
Cecil came and we forgot to get him to sign it.
Right.
So.
No.
Unfortunate.
Did I say this last time I was on this show? I don't remember when it was, but this feels like Space Goes Coast to Coast.
Oh, yeah.
You guys aren't animated, so
yeah,
floating on this screen. That's really cool how you do that. The special effects wizards that you guys are.
We try, but thank you for being here, man. You have a new awesome campaign. I'm a huge fan of this series. Wraith of God is freaking sweet, and we also, it's spooky season, Aaron. So throughout the rest of the show, you might hear some sound effects, and that means it's time for some spooky trivia.
Okay, I'll do my best.
Yeah. So maybe something like this. Some spooky trivia, Brandon. If you have a question,
or what do you like? Horror Western trivia questions,
yeah,
or
specifically
just horror trivia questions?
Horror Western trivia questions that may or may not have been generated by artificial intelligence.
That's true.
So
I refuse to participate in anything that AI is involved in.
Yeah, it's not. Well, we'll just say Chimera looked them up.
Okay.
Yeah, he's basically AI.
You have any questions here, Brandon?
I mean, there's a bunch of horror Western trivia questions. It says, sorry. Which 1999 film blends the horror and Western genres, featuring a group of soldiers facing a mysterious and cannibalistic threat in the Sierra Nevada mountains?
That would be Bone Tomahawk, wouldn't it?
No, Bone Tomahawk was last time.
Yeah, Bone Tomahawk's only like 6
It's
years
basically
old.
the same premise. Yeah.
That's
Except
a great
that one was
question, then, right? You're
2015.
basically
This
so it's
is
the
99.
same movie with different actors. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, that one was apparently 2015. This film came out in 1999.
Okay, so we have cannibalistic Indian cave dwelling Indians. Boy, this does sound exactly like Bone Tomahawk.
In the Sierra Nevadas.
You know what? This wouldn't be like The Hills Have Eyes 3 or something, would it?
Nah, I haven't seen it, but apparently it's a horror Western genre.
Horror Western. See, I got Bone Tomahawk in my head now, and I can't.
Right, it's hard
You're
to
just gonna have to tell me.
get rid of it. Time Cave? No.
Wow. Thank you for giving me some trivia that anyone's ever heard of.
Is that what it's called? Time? Or what's the answer?
It's not Time Cave.
What is it?
It was Ravenous. Ravenous.
Okay, I think I've heard of Time Cave more than I've heard of Ravenous. But
I didn't know Time Cave was real. I thought that was made up.
Has anybody seen Ravenous in this chat? I don't think so. I never heard of it. Well, we'll get back. Hopefully, you'll get another question right.
yeah, something better than that. I hope.
We get all blamed.
We burned through all the good questions last week.
Yeah, we had to kill a lot of time because you didn't show up last week, so we just asked a bunch of questions.
I feel pretty good about myself that I actually came up with Bone Tomahawk because I haven't seen the movie. People tell me it's just so gross, and I'm like, you know, like when I was 14 and 15, I'd like go see Dawn of the Dead and things like that, and none of that gross stuff bothered me. Now at my age, I'm kind of like, I don't want to see that anymore. So even though I'm a big Kurt Russell fan, people tell me it's a really kind of really mean-spirited, gross film, and I'm just like, I don't want to watch people getting tortured. I just don't want to do that. So
yeah, I agree. Anyway. I haven't seen it. Everyone says it's really good though, but brutal. Very brutal.
I hear it's wholesome.
People are saying there's an entire Ravenous trilogy.
Oh, I never heard of it. I'll have to look it up. Bone Tomahawk has The Scene. I don't know what that means.
Oh God.
But we're here to talk about Wraith of God 3. I'm going to pull it up right now.
Which is not as disgusting as Bone Tomahawk.
No, not at all.
Very exciting though.
Now I was thinking about this series, and it seems like you're a fan of like the femme fatale. I think in every book so far, there's been a villainous female character. You know?
Has there?
Yeah. What's up with that?
No, wait a minute. Slow down now. There was okay, in Wraith of God 1, one of the well, some people haven't read it, but one of the villains, shall we say, was a female. That's true.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But not well. Okay,
in 2, isn't there like the Dracula's brides?
Yeah, that's true. There was a bunch of Dracula's brides in there, and now, of course, we have a witch in this one. So,
let's see. Where's the witch here? There's the witch.
I got to tell you, I have not put that much thought into it to even answer that question intelligently. But apparently, you're correct.
Yeah, it's a through line here.
Was there any women in Bone Tomahawk? I wonder.
I'm not sure, but I love these throwback covers you do. Super cool. If you guys have not checked out this campaign, please do. It's awesome how, and I think this one's my favorite, like that throwback to the EC cover.
Mm-hmm.
That the head is super cool, and it seems like that's going to tie into the Headless Horseman. You
would think.
Yes, I think I heard you say on another stream that whoever possesses the head gets some sort of power.
Well, I think that's somewhat sort of in the character description, right? I mean, if you control the head of the Headless Horseman, then you control the horseman, right? So
I didn't know if you know this, but we did a Headless Horseman-esque character in our very popular series Magic Cop. Have you heard of this series, Magic
Cop?
Yeah, Magic Cop.
No, I've
never heard of Magic Cop. Well, dozens of people have.
Dozens.
Dozens
of fans.
Let me see if I can pull up a
or Time Cave, perhaps.
No. Magic Cop is an actual graphic novel, and in the second book, there's a hired gun. I'm going to pull up. It was the Magic Cop campaign. This is Magic Cop 2.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, I've seen this.
Magic Cop 2.
You got She-Hulk in there?
Well, yeah, okay, Aaron.
Well, I'm
glad it resonates.
She's a witch.
I see. Yeah.
She rides on broomsticks.
1980s
versions of a broomstick.
Right. Yeah.
And let's see, we got some babes here. There he is, the Headless Hitman.
Wow, he's on a motorcycle though.
Rides a motorcycle. Has a pumpkin helmet.
Very cool.
I'd say a fan favorite of the series. But you're coming over here, taking on the Headless Horseman, and really excited about this book because he's not the only villainous character in here.
No, he is not. I was going to, it's funny because I was going to preview that character where the witch's spot is, and on this EC cover. But then I thought, you know what, the witch is in this more than he is, so I'm going to put her on there. I just felt like I wanted to be fair to the character, right? So, but yeah, there's a guy that there's a character that was introduced in Blood Hunters, which is Wraith of God 2, that sort of menaces the sheriff from Wraith of God 1 for a couple pages. We don't get really any information on him at all. We're going to get more information on him in this one. So he's involved. We got the witch. We got the headless horseman. You got the usual Wraith and Esther trying to get along and, watch their relationship potentially grow a little bit, those type of things. So as Stan Lee would say, this one, well, what would he say? Face it, fans, this one's got it all. There you go. Something like that.
Oh, dude. And these pages are freaking awesome. This is a supplemental story, would you say?
I would say that. Yeah, it was it's contingent upon hitting 100K in the which every one of the Wraith of Gods has done so far. So I'm, despite Biden's, economy, I'm hopeful that we'll get to 100, and this will be a given that this will just be part of the book. But it's a different character of mine called it's the Origin of Impyrus, which is another more of a superhero type character. Takes place in modern day Lopresti verse as opposed to Wraith of God, which is in the Old West. But yeah, so David Williams is going to draw it, and has drawn a few pages for us, preview here, that I wanted to entice the folks with.
Yeah, it is crazy looking, and everybody, a lot of people know. I wouldn't say everybody, but they know how I don't like outer space, right? And but this is getting me excited about it. I would say that.
Well, to calm your nerves a little bit, there is Earth stuff on here mostly, but there is some galactic, should I say, interference in this. So
yeah, David just killed it on these pages. Who did the colors for these?
Actually, his son did.
What? Wow. That is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was going to draw this myself, and then I thought, you know what? It'd be good. Who would really knock this out of the park would be David Wood.
Yeah.
And because I knew that I was going to have these big kind of Kirby type Sentinel characters. And I was like, gosh, David is going to do this better than me. So I thought I'll just throw it to him. And
knocked out of the park. So cool.
Multiverse.
Yes. Narticon says we really need a multiverse right now.
No, not yet. Not
too
yet.
early.
Yeah.
Awesome one saying, lies, Phil. Your favorite character is Lobo. Yeah, but I mean, like, he's the best when he's on a planet,
Right. Hunting somebody down.
He's not like walking through a big spaceship and talking to different planet governments and stuff. That stuff, the diplomacy of
intergalactic bureaucracy.
Stuff, yeah, that stuff bores me.
Yeah, I don't even really think of Lobo as a space character. I think of him as a biker,
I know, yeah.
Goes to planets and beats the crap out of people.
That's the funny thing. I mean, Lobo is such a human character.
Right.
Like, he's so primally human. It's
right. There's nothing space about him specifically.
Yeah, just him being an alien.
Now, are you a Lobo fan because of Bisley, or did you become a Bisley fan because of his work on Lobo?
That's hard. I feel like I was a Lobo fan and then discovered him and then became a Bisley fan. Yeah, there's actually, I just talked about it. There's this new Lobo book that's out from DC. It's a one-shot drawn by Kyle Hotz, and it's phenomenal. It's like the best Lobo story in the last 15 years, more probably. Yeah, it's actually really good. Kyle Starks, I think his name is the writer of that, but it is Dan Brown did the colors. It's freaking sweet. I think I'm gonna do a video about it this weekend, like a review.
Yeah, I haven't stuck my nose in a comic shop for, I don't know, 5 years. I have no idea what's come out recently, and but no, that sounds cool. Kyle is really come along. I mean, he was a guy that was sort of doing if he's watching, I don't want to insult him, but he was like doing fill-ins in the Ultraverse stuff back in the day when I was first breaking in as well. So
Did he do any sludge stuff?
Not in the book. I want to say I'm pretty sure he did like some card work or pinup work or something. I know we did this thing called God Wheel. It was like this big event just as Malibu was going under or Marvel was taking them over. And I think he did something in that. Because I've seen some Lord Pumpkin stuff he's done, and I think I've seen some sludge. It might have been in that.
Yeah, I could have swore I saw he did a pinup or something like that. But his style is like, he's improved so much too. He did a Lobo one shot with Tim Seeley wrote probably like 4 years ago. And looking at that art compared to this, it's crazy. I think he had some different inkers on that issue, but he's inking himself in this book, and it's phenomenal. Super cool stuff.
Yeah, his stuff has gotten really, really cool.
Yeah, it almost has like a Kelly Jones Wrightson feel.
Yeah, well, he was very much influenced by Kelly Jones, who obviously was much influenced by Wrightson, and he probably then discovered Wrightson through Kelly Jones. That's usually how it works, right? You find somebody you like, and you go, oh, wait a minute, who's the guy that inspired him? And then you're like, go back to the source material. And Kelly is an interesting combination of Wrightson and Michael Golden, and through his own unique filter. So he has a really cool and unique style as well.
And he just did that Dracula book. There's that new Nosferatu that's coming out, and then you also tackled the vampire thing in Wraith of God 2.
Yes.
Now, is this story going to be a similar page count to Wraith of God 2, or
no? It'll be a longer story. I don't know if it's going to quite get as long as the first one was. The first one was with the epilogue at the end of the first issue. I believe it was 79 pages of story. This is going to be at least 64. It should stay in that neighborhood, but like I said, I've got the plot finished, and I put the script together much slower than I actually put the plot together, because I start drawing and then I change stuff script wise. And so I don't really get tied down too much to the script until as long as I know where I'm going, right? And I know what the scenes are, but sometimes those scenes grow. Sometimes they get edited down. So I'm not 100% certain on the page count, but I'm guaranteeing at least 64, because I figure that's kind of, for what we're charging, the $25 for a book, that I want to get people at least 3 issues worth of material or more. So
definitely. Yeah, I agree. If we're coming out with these things once or twice a year, you want to give them something to chew on, and a complete story, and then some stuff to look forward to. That's why I really dug the first Wraith of God, because it had that like glimpse into his origin, but also there was so many questions about the character at the end of the story as well. And so I'm glad you're doing a similar page count to that first one.
Yeah, because there's this one, the last one with the vampires didn't really have, other than the setting up the vampire stuff, which really was only a couple pages. The first one you had flashbacks of Esther, you had flashbacks of Wraith, which were probably about 15 pages combined, right? And so this one also, we're going to get more flashback, more about his origins. So there'll be more information given about him and his past. And and when you're doing that, it's always, this as, being, a writer, that you're never quite sure, especially if you're doing something like that, you want to be careful that you don't go too long, so it starts to drag.
Right.
But it's got to be long enough where you got enough information there that people feel like they're getting a little something, that you're not just flashing back for no reason, that there's some meat there, some content there. But it's so easy when you're writing, suddenly you got 20 pages of them just sitting around pontificating. You're like, I got to cut this.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure how long that the flashback sequence is going to be. I'm just about hitting it on the script right now. So I'll find out here in the next week exactly how long, and then I'll have a better idea of actually the final page count, I think.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. And I want to get into kind of like how your process works when you're doing this, because you're writing this and drawing that. But you know what that sound means, Aaron.
All right, I'm ready. This is better be, Brandon. This is better be a little bit better than
Ravenous. You didn't like the Ravenous question?
We need something that actually I've heard of or people have heard of.
How do you feel about a 2001 film?
Ooh,
well,
starring Billy Zane. That blends
film.
horror with Western elements as a bounty hunter who pursues an undead outlaw in the Old West.
Oh,
Billy Zane.
I'm going to say that's John Carter. No? All right.
Your favorite
Where was I in
movies,
2001? I was in Florida at No, I was. Yes, I was. We just left for, just before we left to Cross. I was in CrossGen at 2002. So 2001, he pursues. See, you know what the problem is? If you go back and start doing like 70s films, even B 70s films, I can probably get most of them. Like there was kind of a pseudo Western vampire bat film called Nightwing back in the 70s, where there was this Indian reservation and there was this colony of vampire bats, and it was based on a best-selling novel. It wasn't quite as thrilling a movie as it sounds, but
how are you? Are you a fan of Hammer horror films, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm quite embarrassed to say because they're kind of trashy, but I did watch a ton of those as a youngster and a young adult.
All right, how about this 1957 film, The Curse of Frankenstein? It was a Hammer horror film that starred which famous actor as the creature? And
Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing. Final answer?
That's my final answer.
That's true. There we go.
Because later it was Darth Vader who played Frankenstein in the Hammer films. David Prowse.
Oh wait, I actually should double check that because I did. Peter Cushing.
Well, now you have to go all the way to the bottom. This is a
horrible.
horrible.
I just looked up now,
and they're gonna mail you the answers, Phil.
Let's see. Wait, which question was it?
Frankenstein, 1957. Who played the monster?
Yeah, he's looking.
Peter Cushing. There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, you chose Peter Cushing and you said it was wrong. Oh, because you put in no answer.
There we go.
Not Peter Cushing. No. He played Frankenstein. Who's the guy that played Dracula? Is it Christopher Lee? That's who I meant to say. I'm sorry. Dang it. I meant to say Christopher Lee. That's what I was thinking, but I said Peter Cushing, who played Dr. Frankenstein in the movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, Curse of Frankenstein up here as the creature.
Oh,
it's Christopher Lee.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I was right mentally.
Wrong. Christopher Lee.
Yeah.
I was right mentally, though.
Well known for playing Count Dracula in several films. Okay, we'll come back.
Okay.
We have a better. These are not AI questions.
Okay.
All right. The answer to the previous question was dead birds.
Because I was mentally right. I just said Cushing instead of they were all in so many movies together. They're practically interchangeable. But yeah. In fact, they were both in Star Wars of all things. How about that?
That is interesting. And speaking of interesting, you got an interesting guy to do your trailer.
I did. A guy named Diaz.
That's right. Yeah, the famous trailer maker.
He did a fantastic job, man. He did it well within my budget, so I'm very thankful. And quickly.
Yeah, it was fun. It was
really needed.
It was like the weekend. It was a weekend, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hunker down. I had buddies came over. Actually, I was working on it the day I went to go see Beetlejuice. Friends came over, and they were just watching me make this trailer. Like editing it over my shoulder, being like, "Hey, you should do that a little bit longer," or something like that. But it was an experience. It was fun.
Oh, you made it sound like you did it all by yourself, but it was a group. It was a group effort. Yeah.
Well, hey, whatever it takes, man.
I gave them none of the money that I received. But let's take it. That head, my favorite part.
Moving.
I know.
How did it do that?
My favorite part was adding that head, and that wasn't in the original cut I sent you. I'm like, oh, I forgot to use that. So here's a new version with the head.
The hanging head. Well, look, we're getting in that the plot of Dead Birds isn't even about a bounty hunter pursuing undead outlaws in the Old West.
Wasn't that like something called Dead and Alive or Alive and Dead, or what was that called?
Dead or Alive?
Dead and the Damned. Is that it?
Well, here's Creative Face saying bank robbers should hide out in a haunted house. Sounds more like this 2005 horror Western film where a group of bank robbers hide out in an abandoned ghost town only to be haunted by a demonic sheriff. And then that is The Quick and the Undead.
Oh, yeah, I never seen that one.
Dude, these are like straight to video movies.
That one, I've seen that one.
I specifically remember seeing that at the Blockbuster because we liked Quick and the Dead.
Quick and the Dead is amazing.
And
Quick and the Dead actually was really good.
Yeah.
And
Sam Raimi.
Not watching Quick and the Undead. Straight to tape.
Snarky says Jonah Hex. Every answer from now on is Jonah Hex. Have you ever drawn Jonah Hex? Sure.
That's an excellent question. No, I have not. I have never drawn Jonah Hex. I never drew any Western characters until I did Wraith of God. I'm positive.
Did you ever did Ghost Rider?
No, well, Wraith of God was a pitch for revamping of Ghost Rider in the 90s, and they were like, no, nobody buys Westerns. We don't want to do it, and so I was setting myself up to draw it, but it didn't work out. So here we are, 25 years later, 30 years later, whatever it was.
Yeah, if you guys have not grabbed Wraith of God, they could get the previous books on this campaign, right?
Yeah, they can also get it at my website.
Oh, perfect.
So it's which is just AaronLopresti.com. So
that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, availability is there. Well, yeah, you don't have to wait to get it if you do but the campaign is cheaper than the website. Ooh. So you have to kind of weigh those kind of options, right? It's like, well, I don't want to spend a couple more bucks and get it early, or save some money and wait. So there you go.
Awesome. You guys could go to his site, which is empirecomics.com.
No, Aaron Lopresti.
AaronLopresti.com.
I own my own domain.
.gov.
I'm like Christopher Lee. I own my own domain.
AaronLopresti.com. Go grab Wraith of God and back number 3. You have update for Kit Carter. You were spending all day packing all the books up. Is that right?
Well, you got to have books to pack, and I got books.
Ooh.
I got books, soft cover, hard cover. So yeah, I got Grandma bagging and boarding, and Shelly and I are putting together. The thing is, it's like these books are 8.5 by 11, right? They're sort of like the graphic novel size of the 80s. You know how Marvel used to do their graphic novels.
Sure.
And so you can't just use the regular Gemini mailers, right? So I had to get like magazine-sized Gemini mailers, which aren't as nice, quite frankly, as the comic book ones. And for the soft cover, but then the hardcover, because the hardcover itself actually overlaps the pages, right? So the hardcover on a book is bigger than the pages.
Yeah.
So it's actually bigger than 8.5 by 11. So it won't fit in those mailers. So I had to buy a separate box for those.
Jeez.
And then when people get everything, it's like in this big box. And all these boxes have to be like assembled, right? So my mom putting these things together like pizza boxes.
That's what I was thinking. Pizza boxes.
Then we're trying to figure out, okay, now wait a minute. You know how when you're doing a campaign and you've got a bunch of extra stuff, it takes you a while to remember, what's in this one? What's in this one? And once you get it figured out, then you can just go. But right now we're sort of in that trying to remember what goes in here and double checking everything. And so it's kind of slow, but we'll be able to pick up speed on it here as we go. But yeah, I got out 27 orders today. So I was doing that was 5 hours. It took me to get 27 orders. It's not efficient, but
yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about, and people in the chat, Michael Bancroft says he's not streaming tonight.
Uh-oh.
So there's not going to be a raid into Bancrofts. Maybe we'll find somewhere else to throw you guys. But as a writer artist, how do you? What's your process of actually starting a book? Do you write out a plot first, hammer that out? Because pacing's really important and everything's in your head. So what order do you do things?
Well, it's kind of weird because I try not to turn it on until I'm ready to actually start writing, because if I start turning it on, then it's like I'm laying in bed and, scenes are coming in my head, and then I got to get up and write them down before I forget them. And then I can't sleep. And it's just so, what happens is generally I'll come up with a concept, and actually someone recommended, you should do the Headless Horseman. And I went, yeah, you know what? I should. And then you start thinking, well, how can I use this? Right. And then suddenly once you start thinking about it, you start getting this idea of, okay, this is how this could work as a concept. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I always try to come up with an ending. I want to figure out where I'm going before I start writing, because if you don't, you end up like Lost, the television series, which you have all these great episodes that take you no place. And then everybody's pissed off and bitter at the end of the series because it sucked. And you're like, I wasted 6 years of my life and you gave me nothing for it. And anyway, I'm a little bitter about Lost. But,
couldn't tell.
It cured me from watching TV. I can tell you that. So
at least you got something out of it.
So I will sit down and I'll, a lot of times I don't even write it down, because the ending or something, unless it's something really super clever that I might forget. But if it's just kind of a big picture ending, where do I want this to go? Right. And sometimes different things will pop into my head. Well, like, why would the Wraith be involved with the Headless Horseman? Other than he just, I wandered into town and look, there's the Headless Horseman. Because you want to give it something more than that. Right. So you start thinking in terms of like, how can I layer this a little bit? What's maybe the ultimate moral of the story? And I try to come up with those kind of big idea concepts first. Yeah. And when I get that figured out, I usually don't forget that stuff. Okay. What I forget is, I got this great scene popped in my head where he says this and he says that, and then he says this and he goes, oh yeah. And he says that, and you're like, I can't forget that. And half the time you don't even end up using the dialogue, but you think it's so great when you get it. So I will sit there when I'm ready to start writing, and I will write down the scenes that I have come up with in my head, right? They may not even be connected at this point. And, and write down the ending, right? So I always say I'm not going to tell you the ending, but so you write down the ending.
We almost got him.
And you put these scenes together, right? And it's not all the scenes, because it just sort of evolves with me as I'm going sometimes. And so I'll write those scenes down, and then I'll just walk away from it for a while, because maybe I'm still on the last couple of pages of Kit Carter or whatever. And then, one night something you'll start thinking about it again, and then bam, another scene comes in. You drop that in the notes so you don't forget it.
Yeah.
And so then pretty soon you're like, okay, well, I got to have an opening. How is this going to open? Right. So I've got my opening, and then I've got my ending, and I got all these kind of weird scenes, not all the scenes, but weird scenes that aren't necessarily connected yet. And they're all written down kind of in order as I thought of them. And then I finally sit down and go, okay, I'm going to start putting the script together. So you put together the first, and then I just go from A to Z.
Yeah.
I just start, because it's those scenes that connect the other scenes, that at some point you have to start putting things in order and what's going to make sense. Right. And I do a lot of logical storytelling, at least to begin with. Like, okay, if this guy, we have to set up the premise. Why? How does Wraith get drawn into this? Who's involved in that? Is there a scene? Yeah, there has to be a scene. You're always asking yourself, what do I have to show the audience? What have I not told them so that this will make sense? So I start just kind of systematically writing, like I said, from A to Z. I just go from start to finish and start connecting scenes. And so you're like, okay, I know I've got this scene right here in the graveyard, right? But how did they get there? how did they get from here to the graveyard? So you start thinking, well, logically, they might go into town, right? And then maybe they would get some information and they would use that information to take them over here. And then that will, you know what I mean? And so you do these kind of logical steps that get your character there. And then you start looking and saying, okay, how can I condense this? You know, we don't really need to see these 3 scenes that really, they maybe explain how he got there, but they're boring, right? So it's like, how can I condense these into maybe a couple pages that gets my characters from here to there, and then expand the good stuff. Oh, here comes a headless horseman. I want a 10-page fight scene for the first encounter with a headless horseman or whatever, right? I don't want 10 pages of exposition. I want the action. So that's kind of my process, right? So then I'll just go in and narrow the boring stuff and then expand the good, visually good stuff. Always with in mind that, okay, what's coming next? How am I going to get from the end of this fight scene? I need to get them over here. And how much time do you go in between those 2 scenes so that it doesn't feel rushed, but at the same time, it's not so long that it's dragging.
Have you ever ran into an issue where like a fight scene or a group of pages you just drew turns out to be too long and you have to cut stuff?
Yeah, I did that in Wraith of God 1. Both cut and expanded scenes, right? I took a page. I said, this is too long, but I could use it at the end because at the end, I want the fight scene to be longer. Like the final showdown he has with the werewolves at the end. I thought originally, I think it was just like 6 or 7 pages. And I was like, God, that's not long enough.
Yeah.
Right. And for the final big climactic fight scene. So, I said, well, where can I get 3 more pages? And you look and go, does this really need to be that long? And, and because I had an earlier encounter with the werewolf, his first encounter with the werewolf, that's not very long. It has a double page spread. It has a splash page and a double page spread. So it's impactful, but it's not very long. It did exactly what I needed it to do. Then I got out of there. Right. And saved those pages for later where you want the fight scene to be drug out a little bit more. So it feels like you're getting a better payoff for, getting to that point in the story. Right. So I generally find myself, I know your question was, do I, take away because the fight scene is too long, but a lot of times I don't like doing fight scenes because they get really trite and you have to really sort of be clever to figure out ways to do something that hasn't been yet, people haven't seen a million times. And that's really, really hard in comics because there's been so many fight scenes over the ages. Right. So, I have to like force myself to expand, and then you got to go, oh, I got some witty banner in here. What is he going to say? I mean, what would you say when you take an axe and hit it into a log and you use that log to crack the werewolf in the face? What do you say then, and so
why the long face?
Yeah, exactly.
Why the log face?
Yeah, why the log
I knew
face?
you would.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm writing a Western right now, and I just started lettering it, and there's action scenes like that where there is like kind of banter, and I'm kind of like arguing with myself as like, is this the kind of character that would be quippy? And I feel like that changes the or if you get into that quippy personality, it's very standard, and it's like, oh, we've seen this character before, so kind of trying to make your character different than a Spider-Man, because if he's too quippy, then he lands into that Spider-Man category, and especially in a Western is trying to nail it to something that has a different aspect to a different personality. It's wrestling with that right now.
That's a difficult thing because there can be something sort of clever about using modern language and terminology in an old period piece, right? Like a Western or something. But then but it also feels less authentic at the same time, right? So then you kind of, and I haven't done this with Esther. Wraith doesn't say much, so he's kind of easy in that regard. But I got to be careful how Esther phrases things because I want to use current slang sometimes. Like, wait a minute, they wouldn't have said that. That
Right.
word wouldn't even been around in 1883.
Yeah.
So I tend to be more, unless you're going to do that with the whole book, right? You got to be careful that some of that stuff doesn't seep in by accident and it seem really weird and out of place.
Yeah, the period piece stuff is interesting because just like that, maybe the word didn't exist. And I find myself Googling things like, was this a thing? Like
exactly. Was that even invented yet? Could I even make a reference?
The first issue of my story, my protagonist plays a game of cards with a villain, right? And so I put in the script, he's playing Texas Hold'em with this guy. And my artist drew the pages, and they get that he's drawing it digitally because I was talking to Michael Bancroft and he's like, oh yeah, Texas Hold'em wasn't invented until like 1910. I'm like, oh, well, this wouldn't even be a thing. So I had to research old poker games that would be around. And
let me tell you about Bancroft. He accused me of in Wraith of God 1.
Yeah.
Didn't check with me first, just came out swinging, saying that the same thing, that they're playing Hold'em and Hold'em wasn't invented then. And I said, dude, they're playing draw poker. Okay. You don't know what you're talking about. That is draw poker. So he misread how I presented the scene. I had to explain it to him or he would have got off my back. It was incredible. I thought,
wow,
that guy's not playing piano. He's playing piano.
Hey, let me grab it now that we're talking about it, right? Because the scene was played out in a way that it was just them showing their cards. So if you want to pull Fox's
oh yes, we do have
do that because I can answer that
here. I have a little video.
Hold it.
We have for $20.
The big money follows me. The big money follows me. Phil.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Fox Mulder, our favorite paranormal detective. For $20 says, I received 2 separate email notifications about shipments being mailed from Aaron. Is the second one the movie poster? Regardless, thank you again for creating such an imaginative book / characters and great art.
Thank you, Paul. I shouldn't have said his name, should I?
Spooky Mulder.
Yeah, sorry about that. Fox. What happened was I put all your orders in the one big box because he ordered a big box, but then he ordered like a bunch of stuff, and thankfully it's a big box, and so I could fit everything into the big box. And the second one is the piece of original art that you bought.
There you go. Beautiful.
So those are the 2. So you got original piece of art coming, which you'll get there first because I always send the original art priority. And the other one is ground, I think. So you'll get the artwork first.
And thank you for the super chats. As you guys know, I don't know if you know this, Aaron, but every time someone super chats on our channel, we thank them by giving them a bonk. Have you ever seen this yet?
No.
Here we go. This is Aaron's first bonk. Let's show him.
Wow.
for the chat.
I do the cannonballs, but man, that's violent, man.
Yeah.
All right, so here, check this out. So just based on this scene, right? And what do we see in here? We see the guy's got 5 cards.
Yep.
Right. They're on the table.
Mm-hmm.
But he's laying down his 3 aces. And then this mysterious old timer here, in case you haven't read the book, I won't tell you who it is.
He also has 5 cards.
He has 5 cards. So he's laying down. He has a full house.
Full house, yeah. Yeah,
So
I wouldn't say that.
draw.
That's true. Bancroft got this wrong. I wouldn't say that that's.
There's no way you could possibly infer that that's.
And he's supposed to be this high roller poker player.
This guy right here is in the chat, by the way. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, and that's Bancroft's bad right there. I wouldn't even.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. I have no idea.
For shame, Michael. For shame.
God
Yeah. I did. I changed it from Texas Hold'em to Stud.
That's what I was thinking. Did you leave the rules for stud poker card in the deck when you were having them draw it?
No, there wasn't little instruction cards back in the Old West. I think.
No.
But yeah, I did Stud, and so it's I think it's 4 cards up, 1 card down. That's how they used to play it. You guys will see next year when we come out with it. But it was cool researching, and
they're all playing free cell.
It's all Go Fish.
I think you could argue that if you had draw poker, that you would probably still have all 5 cards in your hand, and not 2 of them on the table. And but I figured he dropped the 2 and threw his 3 aces.
Right, like he doesn't care about those other 2.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they were already all in at that point, and there was nobody else playing on just those 2 guys. So I figured.
Yeah, what happens if the reverse Uno card comes up?
The last time I played Uno, I probably had hair, so I can't remember.
You get back into it; it's fun.
Exactly.
The hair or the Uno?
The hair. Oh, one more question, and then
question what?
Before we wrap it up, we have one more trivia question here. Let's
see.
Wait a minute. Did you ever say what the answer was to the 2011 film? Where he was hunting zombies?
Yeah, it was 2001 film, and it was Dead Birds, but that's been debunked by the chat.
Yeah, we're not using this
Greater
AI
Faye.
questions anymore. We got real questions.
Dead Birds. Okay.
We have a bonus question.
Ooh,
Here's a 1974
Oh,
movie.
my question, not these AI questions. I have actual horror movie questions.
All right.
All right, here we go. How about maybe you heard of this one? The Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
The Phantom of the Opera was brought to our screens by Hammer Horror in 1962. Which film actor, famous for a different role, played the lead role as the Phantom? And if you need a clue, I'll tell you the other role he played.
Is this the one with Herbert Lom as the Phantom?
It is.
Yep.
It is.
Thank you. Thank
You got it. He knows.
I'm
That
embarrassed.
means you
I'm
got it.
embarrassed that I still said I didn't say
Peter
Christopher
Cushing.
Lee when I was thinking Christopher Lee. That kind of I was rolling there, and then that kind of is like a black mark on the whole thing tonight because I blew that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Phil also said you were correct without actually.
Well, because Peter
checking the
Cushing was
answer.
in the movie as
I
well.
just saw it
Peter
on the
Cushing
because
was
it's a
in the
multiple
movie as
choice.
well.
So, all right, we got another super chat from Nail Bunny. Lopez is entertaining AF and takes no emojis, fecal emojis. A must back. Yeah, everybody go back, Aaron, please. And thank you for the super chat. We have another bonk, and it won't be that long, Aaron. I promise you.
Well,
Here we
yeah,
go.
$20 bonk. That's it's
Yeah,
got to get
that was the
some
big
length
boy.
in there. Yeah.
Here we go. Thank you for the super chat. There you go. Thank you so much. I think we have time for one more question, and then we have. I don't want.
I think they want
trivia
the
is in
Louis.
Yeah, we'll get to Louis. We have to introduce Aaron to Louis, and then we'll wrap things up here.
Yeah.
Hammer Productions made films in the horror genre, but occasionally they would diversify into comedy. Which of their films featured Reg Varney as Stan and Bob Grant as Jack?
Is that Reg?
So
Reg?
Stanley and Jack Kirby.
No,
Maybe.
I guess. It's not really a horror question.
All right, what year was this?
1971.
71. So it wasn't a humorous horror film. It was just a humorous film.
It's a humorous film that, here's a clue, spawned from a television series that aired from 69 to 73.
It wouldn't be Land of the Giants. It wouldn't be. That's not Mission Impossible. It would have been. And it's not has nothing to do with like sci-fi or horror.
I guess not.
Doesn't
I really
seem
picked
like
the wrong question here.
4-year television show that turned into a comedy movie starring Stan and Jack.
Well, that was the character's name. Is Bob
Reg
Grant.
Varney and Bob Grant.
Wow.
Also notable actors on the series was Anna Karen as Olive and the unforgettable Stephen Lewis.
I've already forgotten him.
As the hapless Inspector Blake.
I don't remember ever in my life watching a Hammer comedy film, or at least was aware that it was a Hammer comedy film. Okay, so there's a detective in there. I'm gonna say
My Mother the Car.
I don't know. I keep thinking
The
like
movie.
Police Woman or Mannix or any of these weird. Cannon, I think, was later. You know, the big fat detective. Barnaby Jones was much later. Detective show in the '60s. Police Story.
Wrong.
I don't know.
It was called On the Buses.
Okay, I demand a second question. That's worse than Time Cave or whatever.
All right. Let me see. What's a good?
Oh my
good one.
Why don't you read the question to yourself first to see if it was
I think it's
Hammer horror
Was
question?
it Two Guys on a Bus? What did you call it again? What was it?
It's On the Buses, where Stan and Jack act as the driver and conductor of the bus, respectively.
All right.
Wacky Adventures.
This is wacky. Here's another one.
Who greenlit that?
Which actress played Aisha, or She Who Must Be Obeyed, in the 1965 Hammer horror production She?
You know who I want to say, but it's probably not Ingrid Pitt, is it?
It is not.
Okay. She. Okay. I
That's
know the
who's
film.
new.
It wasn't Carolyn Monroe, was it?
No.
Okay. Was she like in any of the vampire films or anything, or was this kind of her thing?
She is famous for being. I mean, this probably will give it away, right, Brent?
I mean, well, just say you don't have to say the name of the movie.
She was famous for being a
Bond girl in 1962.
Oh,
3
Ursula
years before
Andress?
this.
That is it.
Jesus!
Ursula. Now I know that Ursula Andress was in a movie called The Naughty Nurse or something.
Whoa.
That was a different movie.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I think that was not by Canon.
No.
Hammer.
That might have been a.
Might have been Canon, not by Hammer.
It sounds more like a Canon film.
I want to say I've never seen that movie, but I remember when we were like 14 or something and walking into the video store back in the day when that was a thing, right? And we saw like Ursula Andress is the naughty nurse. Our dad's like, yeah, no, you're not getting that. So
Aaron bringing up the smut. Oh, no.
I just repeating what I've heard. You know, and seen. I saw the slip cover case for the VHS video. That's all.
Peeking in between the bead curtain, I noticed.
Yeah, they were smoking weed back there. I couldn't get through the smoke. I couldn't see anything.
All right, that's the end of the trivia, Aaron. Thank you for participating. Everyone go back, rate the God. But the final thing we have to do before we end the stream is get to our poll. So every week on the show, Aaron, for the past month, we've been asking a question to the audience. Now we have a local icon, I would say, around here.
Yeah.
His name's Louie. All right.
Okay.
And every week we ask him a new question. It's October, so they're Halloween themed, right? So just to give you a little glimpse into who Louie is, and we'll play a past question for Aaron here and answer.
Kind of give me an idea of what to expect. Yeah,
sure. So here's our little Louie intro. Oh, look at Louie being a badass. Yeah. about to enter flavor country. So that's Louis.
That's Louis. All right.
All right, and here's I think we asked him his favorite monster.
Yeah.
I think this was his answer.
A good one.
What's up, Louis? Louis, hold on. Ah, I got a question for you. I got a question. You ready? Who's your favorite monster? Yeah.
So I don't have it on here, but his answer was Frankenstein.
It was Frankenstein, yes.
Frankenstein.
That was last
So hopefully you got.
Would you had to get out of there before he could answer, or what? What happened?
That was the clipped question only version that we show at the beginning of the episode.
I got rid of the answer on that one. That was my bad. Well, here's one. This one should be good.
All right, I got a question.
I gotta go to church tonight.
I got a question for you. Okay, you got a question? I got a question. Who's your favorite serial killer?
Serial killer?
Yeah. You know the serial killer? Any of them? Name one.
Coldplay.
Who?
Coldplay.
Coldplay? Kobe?
No, Kaiser.
Who?
Kaiser Serial.
Kaiser Soze?
No, Kaiser Serial. I just Serial.
Tony the Tiger?
Yeah, Tony Tiger.
That's cornflakes.
Yeah, cornflakes.
All right, buddy. All right.
Okay, buddy.
All right. Okay, my man.
Okay,
I'll see you later.
I gotta go to church.
Is this some homeless guy you guys torment on a weekly basis?
No. He's our buddy, obviously. So yeah, Tony the Tiger cereal, cornflakes. So this week we asked him what his favorite candy was. Actually, today I asked him. All right.
Okay.
And we leave it up to the chat. They give suggestions. So the suggestions were Werther's Originals, Snickers.
He couldn't say Werther's Originals.
Sometimes it's hard to understand what he says. Charleston Chew, which is one of my favorites.
It's an oldie.
Or Reese's. All right.
I think he's going to go Reese's. I think he's going to go Reese's peanut butter cups.
Okay.
That's where I'd go.
Reese's is in the lead with 39% of the vote. So keep in mind, it could be something totally different.
That's true. Right. Okay.
Often.
But let's see what he said today. This was a short one, guys. This is short. And I needed Brandon's help to translate it for me, to be fair. It's kind of obvious now that I think about it. But here we go.
What's your favorite candy? Candy.
Monkey tail.
What's that?
Monkey tail.
Monkey?
No, monkey tail.
Munchie?
Monkey tail. That's my favorite.
There we go.
Mountain Dew?
No.
Mountain Dew. Well, let's see if the chat picks it up.
Get it?
If the chat picks it up in 10 seconds. Charleston Chew. No, it was not Charleston Chew.
Charleston Chew. It starts with an M, obviously.
Munchie Phil. Right. So when I asked him
Milky
later,
Way?
Phil couldn't figure it out. He told me, and I'm like, what is it? It's a candy bar. I'm like, oh, like 3 Musketeers.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah.
There you go.
If you want some, I have some in my house.
Did he say that?
Yeah. I'm like, no, man, thanks.
I love 3 Musketeers.
Yeah.
3 Musketeers. Wow. Okay. I it's a good thing Brandon's there to translate, because you need one of those like universal translators you used to have on Star Trek,
Yeah.
It's like, what did he say?
Yeah. Michael's tears is what he was getting at there.
Okay.
But there you go. That's the newest Louis clip. And thank you. Thanks for being here, Aaron. I'm really glad.
I'm sorry I missed.
It's okay, man.
Hopefully we can just kind of wipe the slate clean. And this is when I was supposed to be here.
That's right. Exactly. Everybody go back Wraith of God 3. Everybody is super excited and waiting for Kate Carter to get to their mailbox. Aaron is always putting out awesome stuff, packing it up right now, shipping it out. And we need you guys to go support Wraith of God Fear Hollow. Badass. Yes. And yeah, we're going to send you, I think if Andy is still streaming, I think we're going to send you guys over there, over to Andy's channel. And if not, go find another awesome stream. Tell them we sent you with a Zaid raid. And Aaron, where could people find you if they want to follow your stuff?
Well, all you have to do is know how to spell my name, and you can find me anyplace, Phil. If you go on the Instagram, it's Aaron Lopresti. Twitter, Aaron Lopresti. Facebook, Aaron Lopresti. YouTube, you guessed it, Aaron Lopresti. Or you can go to my website, which is, of course, www.aaronlopresti.com.
Right.
So there you go. Spell my name, and you can find me.
Right. Not to be confused with Lopez.
Yeah,
that's right. I'm only listed as Lopez in the IMB. What is it called? What's IMDb? Because they put Comicsgate Kings on there, and then they cast, and they have everybody's name except I'm just. They list Lopez as one of the characters on the show. I don't
Not
get
even
Aaron's name in there.
Wow.
Wow.
That's what happens. You get nicknamed, and you're in trouble, man.
Shame on all of you. B-Tender says, thank you, Diaz Brothers, and Aaron drops that big chungus. Thank you guys for being here. Have a great weekend. We'll see you again on Monday. Be safe, everybody, and back some awesome books. Well, we still have Psycho Slumber on Indiegogo right now. Yes. You can grab that, which we got some amazing colors in. I'll be doing an update soon on some of those pages. I think all of the preview issue that we sold a few months ago, that's all colored now. So we're getting into the meat of the book. I think we have the first 17 pages colored. And shout that out, spread that around. Really appreciate your support on that. And of course, Wraith of God. And we will see you guys next week. Everybody have a good one.
See ya.
Peace
Bye,
out.
everybody.
I can't seem to face up to the facts. I'm tense and nervous and I can't relax. I can't sleep cause my bed's on fire. Don't touch me, I'm a real live wire. Psycho
Slumber.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Fa 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 fa. Better run, 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 run away. Oh, psycho.
Slumber.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Fa 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 fa. Better run, 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 run away. Oh,
Final question. There's one thing you could change about the industry. What would it be?
One thing I'd change about the industry.
Leading question.
It's just stop sticking your nose in what other people are doing and get on with your own work. Do you know what I mean? Just stick your nose out of people's business, and tell them what they should be fucking doing and not doing, and do your own shit. You should be, you've got to be creative. You should be getting on with your own deal,